Baloyi is pressing Ntanzi on that bank statement, especially the loan. Ntanzi doesn't collapse. He says clearly, "Some of this is incorrect. I can't answer properly." Now understand what that means in law. He is not being evasive. He is not refusing to answer. He is saying, "This document is unreliable in parts." That is a material legal issue. Then Section 236 is introduced, and immediately after that, Ntanzi says he wants to ask the court for permission to go and draw the statement himself. That is not small talk. That is an accused person trying to correct the evidentiary record. Shockingly, the request was ignored. Baloyi continued with cross-examination. Let's watch the moment and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
What we want to find out from you is this loan that is being referred to here. When was it obtained from the bank?
Manje ke esikubuza kuwena ke ukuthi ke i-loan le ekukhulunywa ngayo la kwi-record leli lange-11 ku-October 2023 yatholwa nini?
Kosenkantolo ngisayikhumbula i-date.
My lord, I can't remember the date.
Ukube khona i-bank statement yona bese ukhani ngizokwazi ukuthi i-loan le yenzeke ngalephi la.
If there was a bank statement, I would have been able to indicate as to on which day was the loan obtained.
Ingakho nje ngiphendula phambi kwe-court ngithi mina ngeke ngikwazi ukuphendula imibuzo ngale bank statement ngoba sengibona izinto eziningi engezilona eqiniso kule bank statement ngoba ngimla phambi kwayo.
As I'm saying that, I won't be able to respond on this bank statement where I see that there's a lot of incorrect things on it.
Now, the proposition goes that you obtained a loan from the bank, Capitec, to do the work that you were supposed to do.
Inkulumo lena iyaqhubeka ke ithi wathola i-loan e-bank e-Capitec ukwenza umsebenzi ekwakufanele ukuthi uwenze.
Namanje ngikhuluma into eyokuyiyona yona phambi kwe-court.
Even now, I'm saying the correct thing before the court, yes.
Namanje lento wayifunda la ilento engikhulumayo.
What you are reading out here is exactly what I'm saying.
Now, the loan that was obtained, Mr. Ntanzi, was it intended for the ceremonies referred to here?
Manje ke i-loan lena ekhulunywa ngayo la yayizosebenza kule misebenzi ekukhulunywa ngayo la. Wawuzoyisebenzisa leyo mali leyo kule misebenzi ekhulunywa ngayo la.
Yebo Nkosenkantolo.
Yes, my lord.
For how much was the loan?
Kwakuyi-loan yamalini?
Cha ngeke ngikwazi ukudala phambi kweNkosenkantolo lokho. Zimfihlo zami lezo.
No, I won't be able to disclose that before the court. Those are my secrets.
Thank you. But we have seen when going through the bank statement that on page 2, the bank official states that there were no transactions on this account for the period 25 October 2014 to 28 October 2014.
Masibuka lana ke kule page lena page 2. Umsebenzi ke wala ebhange eCapitec ubhalile lana ukuthi ke akukho okwenzeka kuyona le account kusona lesikhathi lesi istatement lesi esasicelelwa ukusho ukuthi 25 October 2014 uyofika ke nge28 October 2014 uthi ke lo muntu osebhange akukho okwenzeka kule account.
Mina bengaphendula ngcono lo mbuzo ngibuza ukuba umuntu webank ungenele la.
I would have responded better to that question that you are asking me if someone from the bank had taken to the witness stand.
Manje futhi ngiphinde court ngithi mina la kule bank statement ngoba ngilokhu ngisibuka nje ngisifunda ngisibuka khona izinto engizibonayo ezwrong manje kuzoba nzima ukuthi ngiphendule ngento le efike nawe engikhala ngayo suke eqaleni wrong.
Now, as I am saying that, as I'm looking at this bank statement, it will be impossible for me to respond to questions based on this bank statement, whereas I'm looking at it and see that there are incorrect things from the beginning, and the bank statement that was presented to court by you.
You have just testified that you do not wish to disclose the amount of the loan, and you've also indicated that you are not in a position to state as to when the loan would have been obtained.
Uqeda ukusho ke manje ukuthi awuyimisele ukudalula ke ukuthi kwakuyimalini nokuthi futhi ke i-loan leyo ke awukhumbuli ukuthi yenziwa nini.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo izongikhumbuza mase ngicelile phambi kwecourt ingise bank ngifaka umono wami kuphuma ibank statement.
Yes, my lord, and then it will then remind me if the court then allowed me to go to the bank. I then put my thumbprint and then my bank statement comes out.
Ngoba lapha ecourt mina ngisazocela usizo lokuya bank.
Because I am still to ask for assistance from the court to go to the bank.
Do you remember what the installment amount was towards the payment of the loan?
Ingabe usakhumbula yini ukuthi ke uma usubuyisa le mali ke manje yale loan lena ukuthi wawukhokha malini? Phecelezi ke installment imalini owuyikhokha ngenyanga ukubuyisa le mali ye loan.
Nkosi enkantolo angisakhumbule mina.
My lord, I can't remember.
Ngoba imali babeyidonsa bona ngayihambisi ngesandla.
Because my lord, it was a stop order. It's not like I was depositing the money.
Was it deducted from the Capitec account?
Babeyidonsa ke kule account yase Capitec.
Le yami ngisebenzisa yebo.
Yes, my account that I was using.
Yes, but the statements are there before you. You can go through them to check if the installment amount went off the account.
Sikhona ke nasi phambi kwakhe statement ungasibuka ke ubheke wonke ke lama page ubone ukuthi imali lena ye installment ukuthi iyavela yini.
Cha Nkosi kadesi statement mina ngikhithe ngidibanisa naso phambi kwecourt.
Of course, nothing to do with this statement before the court, my lord.
Ngoba kusethi okokuqala ukuthi ngikhuluma lamagama ngoba ngakho icourt ingayihloniphi. Angeke
Not because I'm being disrespectful to the court. The reason why I'm saying these words,
angeke uthi ngazo complain ngebank statement from eqaleni bese uthi mina ngisifunda statement ngengapha egcineni cha ngeke ngize kwenze lokho.
it cannot be, my lord, that when I had complained about the bank statement at the beginning, then I'm asked to read the bank statement towards the end.
Manje ngaphakathi kungakanani kwezinto ezingekho right.
Now, how much more information is incorrect now when you that is now when you go further with the statement?
Ngoba nomuntu oprintelele ese statement angilibone ngisho igama lakhe wayena akazangene ngisho apha eboxini.
Even the person that printed this statement out, I don't see that person's name, and that person was never called to the court.
Yes, but we
It is a duty of the court to advise you of the law. Maybe you don't understand some of the aspects of the law. Section 236, which governs that document of your bank statement accounts. If you don't dispute it, there's a prima facie proof that it is correct in all respects. And this court has got to accept it if you don't dispute it, because it's taken out in terms of the law. Okay.
Inkantolo ke ithi ke ayikwenze lokhu ngoba ke kuumsebenzi wayo inkantolo uma kuukuthi ke umthetho awuwazi noma ke awuzwisisi umthetho ukuthi ke inkantolo ekutsheleke lokhu ukuze ke uzokuzwa ukwazi ukuthi ke ngaphansi kwawo lo mthetho lona usection 36 umthetho uyavumela ke wakhe uAct 51 ka1977 umthetho uyakuvumela ukuthi ke lemniningwane le ebhaliwe lana ke ukuthi ilethwe phambi kwenkantolo uma kuukuthi ke wena awuphikisani nalokhu okubhaliwe la sikhuluma ngako konke lokho okubhaliwe la onke lama page uma kuukuthi awuphikisani nako akukho okunye inkantolo engakwenza ukuthi nje kuphela yamukeleke lobufakazi lobu ngalendlela obungayo uma ngabe ungakuphikisi kodwa inkantolo kushoyo ukuthi umthetho uyavuma ukuthi akwenzeke noma lemininingwane ayitholakale ngalendlela ngaphansi kwakhe usection 236 umthetho ovumayo.
Mina phoma kosekatola ikhithe ngenqabile ngestatement.
My lord, there is nothing that I disputed with regard to the statement.
Ngithe mina phoma kosekatola kunezinto lapha ezirong engikuthiwa zabhala yimi engizilona iqiniso.
I am saying, my lord, there are certain things here that are incorrect, that are alleged to have been written by me or by myself. I am saying that's not true.
mina ngeke ngivume ukufunda isitatimende sengisibonile ukuthi ekusukela ekuqaleni khona izinto ezingekho right leyo nto engiyiphendula phambi kwekhothe.
What I'm responding to before the court, my lord, I will not agree to read a statement where I'm asked to read a statement where I've already seen that there are certain things that are incorrect from the beginning.
Now let's deal with this properly. Not emotionally, not politically, legally. Ntanzi did 3 legally significant things. He challenged the accuracy of the statement. He avoided making false concessions. He invoked his right to bring better evidence. That is textbook conduct of someone. Protecting their credibility. Exercising their fair trial rights. Section 35.3 of the Constitution clearly states he has the right to challenge evidence, adduce his own evidence, have a fair opportunity to respond to what is put before him. Section 236 of the Criminal Procedure Act states, yes, if a document is not disputed, it may be accepted. If disputed, the state must prove it. And yes, it allows a complete dispute. Now here's the critical issue. That complete dispute option does not fit the facts in front of the court. Because Ntanzi is not saying, everything is false. He is saying, some of this is wrong. And that is crucial. Because in law, a partial dispute requires engagement. It requires clarity. It requires the court to isolate what is accepted, what is challenged, but what happens here. Instead of refining the issue, the situation is escalated into an all-or-nothing framework. A judge is not a spectator. A judge must listen carefully, identify the real issue, manage fairness in real time. So when Ntanzi says, some parts are incorrect, I want to bring the correct statement, that triggers a duty. That duty is, pause the momentum, clarify the dispute, rule on the request. But instead, Section 236 is introduced. The pressure increases. And critically, the request to fetch the statement is not dealt with. Let's be honest now. If the judge was fully engaging with Ntanzi's answer, he would have recognized this is not a blanket denial. This is not confusion. This is a qualified reasoned challenge. So, introducing Section 236 in a way that suggests dispute it or it stands misses the point completely. And then comes the bigger issue. Ntanzi explicitly indicates he wants to get the correct statement. And what happens? No ruling, no follow-up, no structured response. Cross-examination continues. The practical consequences are, now Ntanzi is trapped in a legally hostile position. He cannot responsibly accept the document. He cannot safely dispute everything. And the one lawful, reasonable solution, bringing verified evidence, is left unresolved. This is not theoretical. This affects credibility, weight of evidence, fairness of the process. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Law is not just about quoting sections. It's about applying them correctly, at the right time, to the actual facts. And in this moment, procedure was applied, but substance may not have been fully engaged. When an accused challenges evidence and asks to bring the correct version, is it acceptable for the court to proceed without resolving that first? Ntanzi did not resist. He did not obstruct. He did not play games. He said, some of this is wrong. Let me bring the correct statement. That is a man trying to engage with the process. And what followed? Section 236. No ruling on his request. And proceedings continue. You can describe that in many ways. But one thing is clear. That moment was never properly resolved. If you're following this trial, you already know. These are the moments that matter. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers. Thank you for building this channel. Subscribe, like, hit super thanks. Because here, we don't just report, we interrogate what happens in court. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. More coming. Stay sharp. I'm Skybridge. Goodbye.